I think that, again, like the number one thing I look at every week is, are we improving? Are we getting things corrected? I thought we played really hard, and I think we're improving, but you can't make some of the mistakes that we made and expect to beat a team that's that talented, and these are life lessons that we're learning, and we have to, put it away and learn from it, and when next time we're in that situation, not allow that to happen to us.
Where do you feel like you guys are at as far as explosive plays, 25 and more?
I wish we had more. We were able to manufacture some against Ohio State, but like that's an area that we've got to improve on. When you're really rolling on offense, you're getting somewhere between 7 and 10 explosives a game. And now sometimes the defense will dictate that they're just not gonna. They've decided that they're not going to give you that. So each week could be a little bit different, but we've got to continue to get be better in those areas, and I think that's when explosive plays really happen when you have 11 guys executing play after play. And because sometimes the defense is going to stop you, but if you're consistent with your details and you have talented players, which we do, that the explosive plays just happen. It's not something you don't have to throw a bomb to get an explosive play. That's not the deal, But if you do throw a bomb and the guy's wide open and somebody breaks down in a protection area or something like that, it's not going to happen for you. It's not going to be an explosive play. So you got to get rid of the coulda, shoulda, wouldas.
You see a change in the offensive line last week and their performance?
I thought they played well. They competed hard. I thought they competed hard the week before. I mean, it's been a steady improvement. It's just when you play a team like Ohio State, more people are noticing, I think, but their improvement's been steady since really the beginning of spring ball. It's been on a daily basis, but like we tell the players all the time, this is really about what you might improve in a day if you're willing to pay the price and change your best on a daily basis. You're going to improve this little bit, right? Well, nobody's going to notice that, and a lot of times even they don't even notice it. So you got to put a lot of those days together in a row until it becomes something that's noticeable, and they did a nice job. The running back did a great job with his vision, and the quarterbacks and the receivers did a nice job with the RPO game, so it all kind of went together. And we were able to run the ball, but they've been getting better every day.
With 10 turnovers the last 3 weeks, how do you balance that fine line between trying to be aggressive down the field but also valuing the ball?
Yeah, well, we just, again, we always are talking about the ball. Everything starts with the ball. The ball is the program. Sometimes you got to touch the stove to realize it's hot, even though you're telling them it's hot. There's been a number of reasons for the 10. If you look at all 10 individually, the fumbles, last week we had 2 fumbles that they really bothered me because they were unforced errors. The interceptions were, I think we're continuing to learn from. Sometimes some of them have been on the quarterback, some of them have been on the wideout, some of them have been on the protection. Again, that goes back to the consistent details. When you have consistent details, you don't make unforced errors. And right now, it's the turnovers that are the unforced errors, and some of those interceptions have been unforced. They're the things we really got to learn from and grow from, and continue to get better and eliminate them. If you want to be elite, you got to eliminate the unforced errors right now.
Is there any update in the possibility of using Brooks this week?
You have to ask Coach Fleck about that stuff.
What did you notice from Daniel Falele just making his first start against Ohio State?
I think the first thing you noticed was the moment wasn't too big from him. He didn't do everything perfectly, that's for sure. But he was never intimidated. He was never fazed. When he's out there on the field, he looked like he was out on the practice field. You know, and that's one of the first things you look for when you've got a young guy and he's going into the fire for the first time. You know, you really look to see, is it like practice for him? You know, is he able to slow the game down and be like, hey, we've run inside zone hundreds and hundreds of times when I've been in there. This is just another one, and I know what my details are and what my technique needs to be, and let's go play. You know, so that was really encouraging, for me. To see him, and he's a competitor. He's the kind of guy you want to have. I mean, he went out, he competed his butt off.
What improvement have you seen from Blaze since Big Ten play started?
Yeah, I think Blaze has probably played his two best football games the last 2 weeks, honestly. And the talent's there, Blaze just needs to continue to believe in himself, because the talent is there. And I think he showed himself that when his details are there, and he's got his how, he can play against anybody. Did he win every battle? No, nobody did on Saturday. And quite honestly, nobody ever does win every battle. But he fought play after play, and he never beat himself, with some type of technique error or whatever in the game against Ohio State. But I noticed it against Iowa, that he was playing better and more confidently.
Last question, Coach.
Seth Green's been used a lot as a Wildcat quarterback, but in fall camp he showed some promise at receiver. Is he just too valuable as your Wildcat to put him out on the outside?
No, we put him in there, so, no.